Welcome to The Explainer. You know, for the longest time, a college degree was basically the golden ticket to a good career. But now, with AI changing everything, the rules of the hiring game are being totally rewritten. So, what matters more today? That fancy diploma on your wall or some serious AI know-how? Let's get into it. So, let me ask you something straight up. Think about your own degree for a second. In a world where AI can write code, create art, and draft legal documents, is that piece of paper starting to lose some of its power? I mean, check out this number. 1 in 4 employers are planning to ditch bachelor's degree requirements for some jobs by the end of next year. This isn't some far-off prediction, you guys. This is a huge shift that's happening as we speak. And what's wild is that it's not just companies feeling this way. It's the people who just graduated, too. A recent report from Indeed found that a whole lot of Gen Z job seekers think AI has made their degrees pretty much irrelevant. Half of them even said they felt like their education was a waste of time and money. Wow. So this all sets up what we can call the degree dilemma. You've got the old, traditional path on one side. Get that diploma no matter what. But on the other, you've got this super fast-changing job market that's clearly starting to value something completely different. So why are companies making this switch? Well, it's pretty practical when you break it down. For starters, you immediately get way more applicants. It just opens up the talent pool. Plus, you get people from all sorts of different backgrounds, which can lead to a more diverse, more creative team. And yeah, let's be real, there's a money aspect. Some companies find that with a bigger pool of applicants, they can sometimes offer slightly lower starting salaries. The message here is pretty clear, right? The old rulebook that said degree first, skills second is basically being tossed out the window. Companies are waking up to the fact that what you can actually do is way more important than where you went to school. All right, so if the old playbook is out, what's the new one look like? Well, as we're going to see in this next section, the whole game is now built around one central idea: skills-based hiring. It's a pretty simple concept, really. Instead of using a college degree as the first big filter, recruiters are focusing directly on what a person can actually do, their real-world skills and abilities. It's all about hiring for what someone can bring to the table on day one, not just the pieces of paper they've collected along the way. And the proof is right here. When you ask employers what they value most in a new hire, look at what's at the very top of the list: having the right skills and having the right experience. I mean, they're even rated higher than things like a candidate's potential or how well they fit the company culture. The new playbook is already in action. Okay, so we've established it. Skills are king. And the number one hottest skill on the market right now is obviously AI. But AI skills is kind of vague, right? What does putting that on your resume actually do for you? Does it really give you an edge? To figure that out, we can't just go with our gut feeling. We need to see the cold, hard data. And that's what this next section is all about, your AI advantage. We're going to dig into some amazing new research that shows us exactly what that advantage looks like. And this wasn't just some small online poll. Researchers ran a massive experiment. They got over 1,700 real-life recruiters and showed them pairs of fake resumes for jobs like software engineer, graphic designer, and office assistant. And the only real difference between the resumes, whether or not they listed AI skills. And the results were just so clear. Okay, see that dotted line running down the middle? That's your 50-50 shot at getting an interview. Anything to the right of it means you're more likely to get that call. Now look what happens for the graphic designer, office assistant, and software engineer. In every single case, just adding an AI skill, whether it was from a fancy university certificate or even something you just taught yourself, it pushes your chances right over that 50-50 line. The takeaway is undeniable. Any AI skill gives you a real leg up. So how much of a leg up are we talking about? Well, the study found that just putting AI skills on your resume boosts your chances of getting an interview by 8 to 15 percentage points. In a super competitive job market, an edge like that is absolutely massive. But it's not just about getting a simple boost. This is where the story gets really, really interesting, because the data shows these skills can be a powerful equalizer. Okay, this is probably the most important finding, so let's really look at this. This shows how AI skills can cancel out hiring penalties. Look at the top half. These are candidates who might have a disadvantage. Maybe they're older or they don't have a degree, and they have no AI skills. See how all those dots are way over to the left of the 50-50 line? Their chances are pretty low. But now, look at the bottom half. These are the exact same candidates, but this time they have AI skills on the resume. All of a sudden, boom, their chances jump right back to the middle, totally neutralizing that penalty. It shows that AI skills can literally level the playing field. Let's make this crystal clear. Imagine two people. Both have 5 years of experience, neither has a bachelor's degree. Candidate A has no listed AI skills. Candidate B, however, has an AI certificate from a university. That research shows that simple certificate acts as a powerful substitute for the missing degree, making candidate B way more likely to get that interview. So, with all this data in our back pocket, let's step back and think about the big picture. What does this all mean for the future of work? And more importantly, what does it mean for you? So let's break down the key takeaways. If you're a job seeker, the message couldn't be clearer. Get some AI skills on that resume. The data proves it works. And if you don't have a degree, getting a formal certificate is an incredibly smart move. For older workers, think of these AI credentials as your secret weapon to fight age bias. The data shows they can completely neutralize that penalty. And finally, for any employers listening, it's time to look beyond the degree. And just as important, you need to make sure your own hiring managers are AI literate, or you're going to miss out on some amazing talent. But hold on, before we wrap this up, there is one last fascinating little twist in this whole story. It's a critical piece of the puzzle that kind of changes how we should think about all this. What you're seeing here is something the researchers called the gatekeeper effect. Look at the two different results for each job. The recruiters who don't use AI in their own jobs, well, they give a little bump to candidates with AI skills. But now look at the recruiters who use AI all the time. See that massive jump to the right? It means recruiters who already get it, who already use the tech, are way more likely to value those same skills in a candidate they're looking to hire. So here's the bottom line. It's not just about what's on your resume. The value of your skills is totally filtered through the person on the other side of the desk. Your AI skills can be amazing, but the real power in getting you hired depends on the tech savviness of the gatekeeper you're trying to impress. And that leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. Right now, AI skills are a huge advantage, a real differentiator. But what happens when they become a basic requirement, as common as knowing how to send an email? Their power to make you stand out is going to fade. So the real question for all of us is, what comes next? What's going to be the career superpower that sets you apart then?